Good morning, Sentul City. Welcome to our first of maybe three theme devotionals given to you by Mr. Chris based off of our theme launch message given by Mr. Matt and our theme for the year going forward. So this is a message for you in the morning. I hope it finds you well and I hope you enjoy. So Made to Thrive, our theme is taken from the Psalm 92. And so starting with verse 12, the righteous will flourish like a palm tree. They will grow like a cedar of Lebanon. Planted in the house of the Lord, they will flourish in the courts of our God. They will still bear fruit in old age. They will stay fresh and green, proclaiming the Lord is upright. He is my rock, and there is no wickedness in him. Okay. Our theme for this year is Made to Thrive, and it offers something the entire world is desperately looking for: hope. COVID, being the most obvious struggle of our time, gives the human race an unwelcome reminder of how fragile and weak we are. We cannot solve the problems of our weakness. In fact, human weakness causes many to search for answers through our machines, research, studies, science, and government programs, which ultimately leads us to fear, anxiety, and a sense of depression, knowing that we as people have so little control over our lives. Oftentimes, the realization of weakness will lead people to the acceptance of God and His grace that He gives each day. Or this realization leads them to reject it, God's grace, and desire to accept a fate of struggle and hopelessness. The author of Psalm 92 uses a tree to describe people and how the righteous people have roots going deep into the Lord, and it is He who nourishes and sustains them. I find this illustration even more powerful when I consider the environment the palm tree would be growing in. The land of Israel is nothing like Indonesia, where we have jungles and trees growing all over, plant life in abundance. But in Israel, there's almost no rain each year, and it's more like a desert than a tropical flourishing place. These flourishing trees, as described in Psalm 92, must endure a lot of dry days, hard, seamless, hopeless days in order to survive. Yet, even though it's dry, they bear fruit. Do we have this mentality? Do we see and walk with the Lord on a reward basis? Or are we willing to struggle? Right? Do we see Him in the struggle? Do we see that even in these hard times, these dry times, we know that He is still our hope and our deliverance, and He will nourish us? Continuing with this truth of dependence, being dependent upon the Lord to provide rain and the nourishment that we need even in dry lands, I think of sheep. Okay, another psalmist in Psalm 23 writes that people are described as sheep who need a shepherd. This may sound like a nice and fuzzy, get it, for a metaphor, but in case you don't know, sheep are very dumb, and it's not a compliment to be called a sheep. Sheep will walk off cliffs, not eat when given the chance, get lost, starve, and do the strangest things out of selfish desire. And we are like them, sadly. We need guidance. We cannot make it through this world without direction and following our good shepherd, who will lead us to just what we need when we need it. I will link a video to an explanation of what green pastures is along with Psalm 23, and that'll be below. But please watch this if you have time, teachers. And to summarize what the video is, we realize what green pastures means. As described in the Bible, it's not at all the need for, not everything that you need for the rest of your life. It's not fields of lush green, tropical Indonesian growth. It's actually what you see in this picture here. That is what is described as green pastures. And so, again, we see it as a daily dependence that the sheep have on the shepherd to bring them to just enough food each day, not more than they need and not less than they need. And it is a good shepherd who is a powerful God, who is the only one who can provide and give us what we truly need. That's our shepherd, Jesus. The theme this year paints a truthful picture of how the life of a Christian is kept and secure in God, and our hope is not in our own strength or ability, but in God's. However, our hope is found in the Lord, who is upright and our rock. He can't fail. He can't change. My role in this theme is simple. Your role in this theme is simple. Follow the shepherd. Listen to him. And be filled by the food and water he gives. Stay close to him and be filled with every good thing he wants to give. Have a relationship with him. Have a personal relationship with him. This theme, it's awesome. I love to hear this. It means God knows our weakness and through him makes a way for us to have hope, so that even in the hardest times, the darkest days, our lot is secure in the Lord, our foundation and our shepherd. He died to save us. He rose again, and he reigns forever, and he is what everyone desperately needs. Okay, now please pause the video and ask these questions to yourself, and as a class discuss them. So pause the video, and then homeroom teachers, please finish in prayer with your class. Thank you, and I hope you have a wonderful day.